The word crisis gets used a lot, so see if you think if it's appropriate in this case. There are 48 states in our country where the rate of new cancer cases is going down, but in Iowa, it's going up. Is that a crisis? Hi, I'm Dave Price. The Iowa Cancer Registry puts out a statewide report every year. The new one shows that Iowa has the second highest rate of new cancer cases anywhere in the country. And to make things worse, this is the third straight year where this is happening.
It's not one thing, because I get a lot of questions, is it this, is it that? And, my answer is yes, it's everything. And we're really not going to be able to make a big impact on reducing our cancer burden unless we talk about all the things that are driving our high cancer rates.
Cancer control work.
The Iowa Cancer Summit took place in Ankeny this week, and researchers pointed to alcohol that could be one of our problems, too much of it, too often.
We have opportunities to work on would be, number one, our binge drinking rate is the third highest in the country. And alcohol is just a really big exposure, and it can help contribute to cancer in several different ways. It's a carcinogen itself, and it blocks our absorption of nutrients that help fix the cells after they're damaged. We still continue to have 15% of our population that smoke, and we're one of the states that has made the least progress against lung cancer in the whole country. A quarter of our people are reporting no physical activity whatsoever on any regular basis, and we have the 11th highest obesity rate in the country.
When you look through the data, a few things stick out. For the age group that's binge drinking the most, it's 25 to 34-year-olds. For the income groups binge drinking the most, you have $100,000 and more and $200,000 a year and more. Dr. Charlson says that she's looking at these numbers and she's made some changes. She says for her, drinking is a social thing. So when she's home by herself, she no longer drinks anything. Now, for this doctor and all the other ones who were gathered, they know that figuring all of this out is challenging because it's not just one type of cancer that is increasing in the state.
And we think it's driven by a few main cancers, although we have to look at all of them. But really, our rates of melanoma have skyrocketed. We have the same rate of melanoma that Arizona does, down in the Sun Belt. Breast cancer is one of the big drivers. We see that happening more in our cities. Prostate cancer is another driver, and we see the highest incidence of that over in the western part of the state. Again, lung cancer is a big driver of that. We see the highest incidence rates in the southern part of the state. So we have all kinds of different geographic patterns and cancers that are driving this.
The report also shows it's not just rural areas and it's not just urban areas, it's both. But the cancers are hitting these areas in different ways.
Different mix of cancers, but essentially the incidence rates are the same between the urban and rural populations. Our rates of cancer in urban areas are growing a little faster than in our rural populations. But the most unfortunate statistic is that cancer mortality is worse in our rural areas. So even though urban and rural people are getting cancer about the same amount, rural people are dying from it more.
There's a lot going on in this map, but this is the estimated number of new cancer cases, and it's broken down by county. The darker blue is the highest level. The lighter blue is the next highest level. As you look at this map, for whatever reason, you can see these pockets of blues clustered together in different parts of the state. The Iowa Cancer Consortium just received a new grant to dig into some of this.
We got some supplemental funding from the National Cancer Institute, and we're going to create community cancer profiles for all 99 counties and really go, either via Zoom or in person, and really educate the counties on what's driving cancer in their areas so they can kind of figure out what they can do about it, at the community level to help reduce the burden of cancer in their community.
Now, here's where the politics will be part of this as we approach another election. This is what the doctor says decision makers can do to help.
The single biggest and most effective intervention that other states have done is raise the tobacco tax by at least $1. That's shown hands down to be the most effective in reducing lung cancer incidence. There's other policies like, we still let our minors use tanning beds with no restrictions. We're one of the few states that still does that, and we see higher rates of melanoma in our young female population. one of the highest in the country. So that's something we could do about. So, there's a lot we can do, both at the community level and at the state level, and it's going to take all of those things to get us off this number 2 statistic.
Time now for the Inside Iowa Politics Final Five. Number 1, bipartisan solution. You have Republican legislator Hans Wills and Democratic legislator Austin Baeth. They say they are working together. They want the legislature to do something about these rising cancer rates. We'll see what they can accomplish, if anything, when lawmakers get back to work next January. Number 2, okay, what? So what could they try to get through here? Barring something unforeseen, Republicans will still have the majorities in the House and the Senate, and their focus has largely been about cutting taxes. There's been some more money spent when it comes to private schools, but primarily it's been about cutting expenses, not adding new programs. We'll see if there could be a commitment here to giving more money for cancer prevention and cancer research. Number 3, declining revenues. Over the past week, the state's revenue estimating conference met. This group looks ahead at the money coming in and where they think things will go. They are forecasting revenues for the state to drop 4.5% to 5.5%, somewhere in there. Again, that's less money coming in for new programs. Number 4, some praise for the governor. The Cato Institute, the libertarian think tank, said that Governor Reynolds deserved its highest grade, an A level for her fiscal management. She has pushed through 5 tax cuts so far, and it said she wants to get the state income tax down to 0. Again, you're talking about an impact on revenues here. One more thing to think about when we're talking about cancer. Number 5, the moment. This has nothing to do with the rest of the topics here, but there was this moment during the 2nd District congressional race on Iowa Public Television. You had the Republican incumbent Ashley Hinson debating her Democratic challenger Sarah Corkery. And during this debate, Corkery suggested to viewers, to voters, that they could vote for the independent in this race. Her name is Jody Puffett. She had been a Republican. She's running as an independent, didn't qualify for the debate, so she wasn't out there on the debate set with the other 2. But Corkery suggested that people could support her if they didn't like the way Hinson was serving as a member of Congress. Not a moment you usually see in politics. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time.